Well, the GDPR was adopted in 2018, so it's been now a year and a half. And in my work at the Center for Data Innovation, we're seeing mounting evidence that it has not delivered its intended outcomes, and that's led to a number of unintended consequences on businesses, on users, on digital innovation, on European competitiveness as a whole. So particularly because of the high compliance costs, a number of companies in Europe, especially SMEs and tech startups, are struggling to comply and to make sure they have enough resources to keep up with the requirements of the law. So there is, on the one hand, its complexity, the lack of guidance, because authorities are overwhelmed by the requests of companies, and it's also because of the requirements that the law is imposing on AI systems, such as explainability, transparency, purpose limitation, data minimization, which represent a tall order when it comes to algorithms. So as a result of that, you see a lot of firms that are not able to attract enough investment. You also see a lot of worrying statistics and numbers of companies that are saying that they will never be able to comply or are still not compliant as of now. So in that sense, the GDPR is putting European businesses and users as a disadvantage compared to their foreign counterparts. So the European Union is trying to develop its industrial strategy, and it is actually struggling to come up with the right growth strategy for its future. What it should do is not to focus on privacy more than it already has with the GDPR and its restrictions. It should focus on a few things, including finalizing the digital single market to avoid any fragmentation of the rules and frameworks across its member states, because that stands in a way of companies needing to scale and to access to data easily. And another thing that the strategy should focus on really is to increase private and public funding for innovation, for instance, through the Horizon Europe program. Another thing to keep in mind in this context of this industrial strategy is that Europe should focus on areas where it can still grab leadership. I'm thinking, for instance, of digital B2B industrial platforms, because we have strong manufacturing, energy automation, and robotics sectors. So this is still where we can catch up and continue to race ahead in the digital economy.